The views and opinions expressed by the participants on this show are not necessarily those of Stuart Information Services Corporation or Stuart Title. Before you make any investment, you should seek the advice of your investment advisor or attorney.
When it comes to real estate, everything matters. Whether you're a realtor, homeowner, buyer, or seller, Real Estate Matters with Stuart Title is here to inform, entertain, and inspire you. Host Bill Napick from Stuart Title will talk with guests about what really matters when it comes to owning, buying, and selling real estate. Real Estate Matters with Stuart Title starts right now. Here's your host, Bill Napick.
And welcome to the show, Real Estate Matters with Stuart Title. I am your host, Bill Napick, hosting the show and sometimes even developing business. So glad that you joined us on Real Estate Matters, where we talk about real estate. We talk about things that affect the home and all sorts of things. So if you are in Houston, Texas, Lake Conroe, the Woodlands, Dana Point, California, or anywhere else, we think you're going to find the show fascinating because we always have interesting people with great content and even fun along the way. So we're always brought to you by Stuart Insurance and Risk Management and their president, Tom Carpentier, where you can get home, auto, all kinds of insurance. And now, Houston, Texas, one of the great brokers right here in real estate in Houston is a company called John Daugherty Realtors. If you're in Houston, of course, you have heard of John Daugherty. If you're outside of Houston, you may have even heard of John Daugherty too. But if you haven't, we have the vice president of John Daugherty. Her name is Incorvia. Ann, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
And it's always great to talk with you and also to talk with anyone at your company because John is just a super guy. We were just talking about him before the show started. A great guy and a legend in the real estate business.
John is definitely a legend. He's been around. We celebrated 50 years this year, and we're very excited about that. We are a firm that has 200 agents, and we cover all of the greater Houston area. A luxury firm, but we're here to accommodate everyone, and we help everyone throughout the whole Houston market.
And your agents are everywhere. I was at our homeowners meeting after the flood, and I was sitting next to a wonderful lady, and I said, well, what's your name? She says, oh, I'm with John Daugherty. I said, that makes perfect sense.
Yes, our agents are all over. We don't have many offices in Houston, brick and mortar. We have a lot of agents situated throughout the whole Houston area.
Indeed you do. Now, in case someone is not familiar with John Daugherty, they may be in Washington State, and just hearing the name for the first time, give them another glimpse of what your company is about and how you serve people here in Houston and far beyond.
We are a full-service relocation company also within John Daugherty Realtors. We help all corporations, individuals, and families moving throughout Houston or beyond. We are part of leading real estate companies of the world. And I do want to reach out to members that really, during the Harvey situation, really came aboard. We have people that donated directly to the Red Cross because of our relationships and the firms and the members all through the United States. We just had Gardner Real Estate from Louisiana come with a truckload of goods and that we distributed to some churches and to some schools. And it just shows so we are well versed. So the network that we have and that we belong to, we can help anyone anywhere in the world. And that's one of the benefits of working with John Daugherty Realtors.
So, for example, if I put my home, if I list it with your company, your tentacles reach all over and the home is exposed to the worldwide market.
Yes, it is. And we are able to help, like I said, we help a lot of corporations moving into the Houston area and out of the Houston area. We did a large group move from Durango. We helped them assimilate into the Houston market, finding them, but also we are also to help them find the real estate agents in Durango that best fits helping them sell their property.
Very interesting. And I always love to talk to real estate agents. In fact, it's reminding me we should have someone from other states on the show soon because it's interesting to hear the different the market conditions and all the things that they do and how we connect with each other as realtors all over the place.
We do. We really have a large network, and really it's a large community. Houston Real Estate Association, we have over 32,000 members, real estate agents, but it's really a small family. It's a large number, but everyone really helps each other and really works together.
You mentioned the word relocation. We've just had this storm Harvey. Many of us, everyone was really affected in one way or another, even if it was right down to being stuck in traffic. But some of us had homes flooded. Some of us had listings. Some of us had plans put on hold because of this. But from a relocation standpoint. And tell us about how you see, if you see any result of that now on the relocation market or effect on the relocation market, or what do you think will play out?
Well, it's too soon to really say how it's going to affect the true market overall. On the relocation side of it, we still have people coming in the day after Harvey. On that Monday, we still had people wanting to move into Houston. They understand that this is where their job is taking them, and their companies were really behind them, helping them finding temporary housing because for a week, obviously, everything was shut down. Obviously, no one could look for properties. So we were able to find temporary housing for individuals, corporate housing. Corporations reached out. We do, like I said, have a full-service relocation department. So we do corporate housing. We also do housing for household goods, but we also do do property management to a degree. We are not a full-fledged property management company. We help the corporate client. We take them under inventory of the properties that they have bought from their employees. So the day after, of course, they're all calling, making sure, wanting to see what their properties were like, what the value, what's going to happen with those properties. And we have many of them all throughout the Houston market. So to say what is going to be, how it's affecting, we really aren't clear on it, but we know that people are still moving into Houston. This storm, unfortunately, affected all areas of Houston, more so than others. But we do see that we're able to accommodate everyone. And I have to reach out and tell everyone that Houston, you've been hearing the words resilient, Houston strong, you've been hearing all that, but it is so true. Everyone is really helping each other. When it comes to housing, apartments are not raising their rents because obviously supply and demand. The rental rate is based on that, and of course supply is going up. They are keeping their rates the same as they were previously to the storm. So people really are helping each other really find.
And when the storm hit, certainly your company has many listings out there and has had many listings during the storm. How many, or an idea of a percentage, how many were affected, how many were flooded as far as your listings go? Do you have
Correct.
an idea?
We do have listings throughout the whole city. We were affected. Every real estate company was affected. The 7% was the number today that HAR gave that affected all of the listings in the Houston market and the greater Houston surrounding areas. 7% of the listings. So the inventory has gone down. We had 10 straight months of constructive increase in sales over last year up to July. We were increasing, and then we started getting stable on the pricing of the homes beginning in August. Prices were beginning to stabilize. So a lot of people are asking, okay, my house didn't flood. Is it now automatically increased in value? What is it? You know, we talked to a lot of our members that lived through Katrina. We asked them what has happened to their market afterwards. And the norm was that prices did go up some, 3 to 4%, but no one knows. Everyone is speculating what's going to happen. We've gotten a lot of calls. What is the value of our properties now that they have flooded? Real estate agents.
That's a big question there.
That is. Real estate agents do not determine the market. Buyers determine the market. We have to see what the buyers are going to do and what they're willing to pay for. Obviously, we already have investors coming in trying to buy properties that have flooded. We're telling people to wait. Let's take a deep breath here. It's only been a few weeks. Let's see where this is going to go before you make any hash decisions about selling a property or
not
to an investor immediately or not. I mean, you need to really see where the market's going, but we're willing to accommodate anyone in any manner.
And backing up just a bit, Ann, I want you to say that again. Real estate agents don't determine the market. The buyers do, right?
The buyers determine what they're willing to spend. And obviously, we lost 25% in August. Is down from August of prior. HAR announced of sales, which is 1 week. We had no sales in 1 week in the month of August, so of course sales were going to go down. But again, real estate agents do not determine it. We have to see what buyers are going to be buying. We've had a very robust week of sale pendings this week at John Daugherty Realtors, and obviously a lot of leasing to accommodate those individuals and some are purchasing and and then will want to fix their home up, and then we'll put their previous home on the market. Some are looking for temporary housing until their home is repaired. So it just depends on what the need of the individual is. But we're here to help them any way we can.
And the drywall stock is going up.
Drywall supplies.
Holy smokes.
They've already announced today that they feel that it's all speculation. But today, the Houston Chronicle said that new construction will be going up because of the labor cost and the supply and demand for the drywall and everything that you were just speaking of.
Well, I think about this. There are three kinds of homes on the market. There's the home that never flooded, there's the home that only flooded once, and then there's the home that has flooded several times. And we have each one of those categories. And of course, look, you're mentioning HAR. I've looked at some of the listings. What's the first thing we see? High and dry. So agents quickly went to the description and put that high and dry. So that's all over the place. And then, of course, there's that home that just flooded once, but it's still flooded.
It's still flooded. HAR also created a category last week so that you can list your home to say whether it flooded or not flooded, because some people are determined only to buy a home that has never flooded. Well, fortunately, Houston is a flood-prone area. We have done things over the years to prevent it. But, with the new codes that may be coming out and so forth, we just don't know where it's going to take us on the real estate side of what's going to happen for people that did flood and the requirement that will be to be rebuilt in certain areas.
And things are always unfolding. This storm has added a whole nother dimension. I do want to back up a little bit, and perhaps you can confirm this. I think it was June of this year. Wasn't June like the busiest month, record sales? Do I have that right?
Yeah, June was
in all its history.
In all of history, June was a rocket month for all of us.
2017 June
was we were on, like I said, a good consecutive 10 months of sales have risen. But beginning in August, prices started to even out and stabilize. So we are coming back to a balanced market before the storm. And so we do think we will still have inventory coming onto the market. We don't think we're going to have such a shortage like we did in 15, and that multiple offers constantly, because a lot of areas did not flood, but some homes in certain areas did. And it's interesting to see, even though a subdivision flooded, it doesn't mean the whole subdivision flooded.
That's true.
One side of the street didn't flood, one street did. And this type of storm was one that affected the whole city. It's an anomaly. It's something we've never seen.
Let's explore just for a second. You mentioned the word investors. We hear that all the time, even before the flood. But right now, you're exactly right. I've heard about investors. What is, let's say, the investor, if we could even give a couple bullet points about that investor that's looking for the home that's flooded. So we know that that's part of their criteria. What are the other things that they might be looking for to buy a home that has flooded, let's just say, just one time? What do you think they're looking for?
Some investors are looking for the land. They're looking for the home that flooded because they're going to tear it down and build it and rebuild it completely.
That's called as is, right?
Yeah, they're buying the home as is and to invest. Some are still going to areas that didn't flood. We had an influx, and that helped in June also with investors coming back in the Houston market. And we also have a lot of foreign buyers that were coming in to the Houston market. So we are such a diverse city. I do not think that it's going to be as big of an issue. Obviously, it is an issue for the next year.
I know, yeah.
But I think that we will be back strong.
Well, when a disaster occurs of any type, there's always, or when anything occurs for that matter, of in any way, that always creates opportunities, and also there are hardships that go along with it. So opportunities are always present, and I think the smart real estate professional or anybody really has to have their eye out to be able to navigate. If they're in a problem situation or they've had calamity here during the storm, they could look for, there's ways to find that silver lining and to make it a better opportunity. Changing gears completely before we close the segment, and I do want to say this, John Daugherty, your agents are incredible, the greatest of reputations, and oh yeah, John, we'll say it again, I love that guy. He's the greatest, and I wrote a song about him, and he knows it, as is Sherry. But let's say this, the John Daugherty agent is a very unique agent in the world of real estate professionals in Houston. Give us a word about some of the components that make that John Daugherty agent.
The component of the John Daugherty agent is our company is a true family. we really believe that when you are a member of our group, you're a family. And we really look at that. And we also, John, Sherry, and I also look at the agents to say training and education and professional development is our main key. That is always what John founded the company on, is educating the agents. And like for tomorrow, because of the Harvey event that happened, we are having a session tomorrow and bringing in a mortgage broker, bringing in an insurance person, and also bringing in an appraiser. So they can talk and educate what they see is going to happen with property values and so forth, and about mortgage and what people should be expecting, and talking to lenders and educating our agents on what's going on in today's market.
And let's tell people how they can reach out to you and your company.
They can call us at 713-626-3930 or johndaugherty.com.
And the phone number again?
713-626-3930.
Very nice. Ladies and gentlemen, Ann Incorvia. She'll be coming back later in the show, but now we're going to take a short break. Stay with us.
Stuart Title has been serving Texas for over 120 years. A Texas treasure, Stuart Title's longevity is a testimony to superior service, innovation, and knowing what their customers want. Recent surveys show that 92% of respondents want secure online tracking tools to help them during the closing process. Stuart Title offers the most robust and secure system to track transactions online available today. To learn more, contact Stuart Title at one of their many offices around the city. Stuart Title, online at Stuart.com. That's STEWART.com.
And welcome back. Real Estate Matters with Stuart Title. I am your host. Bill Napick. The show marches on. Great content, as always, brought to you in an informative and fun way, we hope. And now our next guest, property management. We heard that term just a minute ago. One of the fastest growing and most dynamic companies in the property management world today. And I'm going to talk about the world, too. All of Texas. The company is called Empire Industries, LLC. We have one of the founders here. He is Pete Neubig. Pete, welcome to the show.
Bill, thanks for having us. And I want to thank Stuart Title and you guys for having us on. Really appreciate that. And Stuart Insurance. And we're big partners with you guys, and we always recommend you guys to our clients. So
and we appreciate that so much. And we're also kind of radio family, too. We heard the term family, but we love the radio. We love this platform to help people in every way we can with content, and even sometimes we inspire them, right?
And even sometimes we have funny stories.
Exactly. So for someone that's not familiar with Empire Industries, let's tell people what you do and how you help investors and anybody, that even people looking for a rental home.
Sure. Well, we're a full-service property management company. So we're the ones that are boots on the ground for you. We have lots of investors that live in Houston and also all over the world. So we're the ones that will lease the property. We take the rent. We take all those tenants, toilets, and turmoil.
I heard that coming.
About.
Yeah.
We deal with all of that. And so we have a team of about 17 people on the ground now, and we take all those late night phone calls.
I will say this. We hear people that buy or buy a property to invest. One of the biggest mistakes I think they make, and you know this firsthand, is that they don't use a professional like a company like yourselves, because they don't realize the laws that have to be adhered to with every step of renting their property out. It's very difficult and to navigate by yourself, but with your company, you make it easy for them.
Well, one of the things that most people don't realize is whether you own one home or 50 homes, you own a business. And so you don't, the self-manager doesn't understand they own a business. But I can tell you this, the resident thinks they own a business, the state of Texas thinks they own a business, and the IRS thinks they own a business.
And they're your partners.
And so if you don't know the Texas property code, or you don't know fair housing laws, or you don't know IRS code, you better make sure that you have partners that do. And that's where we come in. As a property management company, not only do we do the actions that it takes to get the property to perform, but we're also there to help with our vendors and our affiliates so that if people do have questions or comments or issues with insurance, we have, team members that we have that can help with insurance and things like that.
And our good friend and your good friend and founding partner of Empire Industries is Steve Rosenberg. And you guys started the company how many years ago, Pete?
We started, it'll be 5 years in December.
That is fascinating. And your growth, how many locations do you have right now here in Houston?
So we have, I think we have 6 in Houston, and then we have 5 in Dallas. And we just opened up some Dallas offices last month or June, I believe, June or July.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, well, I mean, for a very short time, we went from literally 0 homes. Well, Steve and I are investors, so we started the company through investment eyes, not as agents that we're managing, but as investors to manage our own properties. And so we started with our 31 properties that we owned back in December of 2012, and here we are today managing close to 700. We're about 682 doors right now. 682 properties.
That's a lot of responsibility. That's a lot of calls about this doesn't work, that doesn't work. Oh, yeah, the guy didn't pay. So many things that come into play. The other thing that's distinctive about your company is realtors. You are very realtor friendly. In other words, the realtor is part of your team when they want to help their clients.
Absolutely.
Let's tell them how that works.
Sure thing. So we actually have what's called a 2020 program, and we understand that there are many brokerages out there that don't allow property management, because property management is probably the most single sued entity in real estate. And so a lot of brokers don't want to allow property management. And what happens is a lot of agents, they have an investor, that investor buys a house, right? So then the investor asks them to lease it. Well, then the investor asks them, can you go by there and see if, make sure the rent was paid, or make sure the yard was cut, or make sure this was happening.
They're saying this to the realtor.
They're saying this to the realtor, and the realtor doesn't want to lose that investor because the investor is going to buy 2, 3, 4 more houses from that realtor. So the realtor ends up doing property management for free, not realizing that they're still on the hook. Whether you take money or not, if a resident or somebody sues, you get caught up in that lawsuit. So what we do is we basically say to the realtor, instead of you doing this stuff for free, let your investor know that you have a partner that's what they do. And now the agent can focus on what they do best, which is finding deals for the investor or leasing the property for the investor. Empire gives 20% of our management fees to that agent as a referral. And if the agent doesn't want to do the leasing because they want to do the purchasing, because a lot of agents just want to purchase, we will lease the property for them and we'll give them 20% of the commission on that. And so it's just a great way of allowing that agent to do what they do best, and then also showing their clients that they are professional and they have professional partners like Empire.
And I've heard you say it, and I've heard Steve Rosenberg say it. I don't know if I have the words exactly right, but something about if you're standing before the judge and you say, well, I didn't know that, he doesn't care. That's not
right.
An excuse, right?
Ignorance is not a good excuse when you're in front of the judge, for sure.
Exactly.
Whether it's eviction court or small claims court.
Indeed. Give us a word about when you find someone to rent that home for someone, that there's a process there, and you know how to do that.
Absolutely. And we tell all of our investors, whether you're a self-manager, because we do a lot of teaching, whether you're a self-manager or you want to manage through Empire, you need to have a policy and a process. And that's kind of your first line of defense when anybody says, or they claim fair housing. If you do the same thing and you over and over, and you do the same thing over and over, and you have a policy on that, then the chances of you getting a claim against you is pretty insignificant. It's pretty much zero. At Empire, we have a 20-point screening process. I think it's like 22 points now, but we have a 20-point screening process. It's not just credit and criminal, but we're looking at identity. We're looking at job history. We have a whole slew of bullet points that we look at. And because we developed this, Steve and I used to have a 30% eviction rate when we ran our own homes. We're down to less than 1% eviction rate now, and we have 670 more houses that we manage.
Systems and procedures must be adhered to, and you have them fine-tuned.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, let's talk a little bit. We talked about the Harvey storm. Now, I can imagine, I was thinking about you as my house was flooding. I thought, well, what if I were managing 500 or 700 properties? I'd be nuts. Let's give people some of the things that happened from your perspective, managing all those properties with the storm in process and flooding waters and all that. What happened?
Absolutely. Well, we've been around the Tax Day flood, the Memorial Day flood, and nothing has been close to what we've seen and experienced at Harvey. We're obviously still underwater. Our managers are still working, way more than 8 hours a day. We worked Labor Day weekend. We worked last weekend. It's just a fact of life right now. But for us as a portfolio, we finally got to every property now, and we had 23 properties that have taken on what we call major flood damage. Most of them, about 5 or 8, I think, properties had to be vacated. They're uninhabitable. We have some folks that can still live in a property, but we have to do some work. It's just a major work being done. We had over 450 service requests open at one time. 375 of those were opened up right after Harvey. It was
Now, how many would you normally have without a storm?
Without a storm, we
60.
roll around 100. We roll around 100. So, but we got that down to 245 work orders already.
So like many entities during the storm and after the storm, you must have had like a command center set up to take care of your customers.
We did. Well, the nice thing is our phone system never went down, and we actually had people working because we have some folks that work down in Mexico for us that were able to answer the phone. So when our customers called, we were answering the phone even that Monday when the storm hit and that Tuesday when the storm hit, right after the weekend. So we were able to take phone calls and at least grab data. We started walking properties on Tuesday while the rain was still coming down because we had so many vacants. We need to walk those vacants because we knew there was going to be a shortage in housing, and we wanted to make sure that we can provide housing for these folks.
And let's tell people, in addition to your company and all the things you're doing, the growth, you also have a radio show. In fact, at the time of broadcast, it's on at the same time we are right now. Isn't that amazing?
We're on Saturdays at 1 in the afternoon.
Just like us, but on 1070
on
AM,
1070,
our sister
correct.
Station. But the beauty is that people can hear any of your past shows or ours right there on your website, Empire Industries LLC.
That's correct. You can go to our website. Not only do we have all of our shows, but we have, I think maybe 150 to 200 video blogs on everything from how to be an investor and buy properties all the way to managing. We just give all of our information away in video blogs so that people can literally manage their own properties if they really wanted to using our systems.
It is a great resource for people to even go. A lot of people want to entertain the idea and say, oh, I want to have rental properties and that. I think one of the best steps would be to go to your website just to get those basic things to even think about and then go from there and give you guys a call.
Absolutely. And Steve and I, we're investors. I've been investing since 2001. I've owned apartment complexes, fourplexes, obviously single-family homes. And so we offer a free 30-minute consultation. So if you call our office at 888-866-6727 or email us at info@empireindustriesllc.com. Just ask for that 30-minute consult. Whether we end up managing your homes or not, we'll be more than happy to sit down and go over all of the mistakes that we did to make sure that you don't follow in those mistakes.
And you have so many innovative things that you offer, and the one that comes to mind right now, you have a pet guarantee or something. Then you have a 30-day love us or leave us, right?
30-day love us or leave us. That's right. So if you sign a contract and you don't love us, you can get out of contract. And
that's it, right?
That's it.
That's super cool.
Yeah. One of the things that we also did is during the hurricane, we ended up not having any app fees. So anybody who was going to apply for one of our homes, our application processing company lowered their cost, but we ate that cost. And it was just one of the ways that we gave back. And for our existing tenants, we didn't charge any late fees through the 15th of the month to try to help them get back to normal lifestyle.
And if you were to speculate, Pete, what would you say? How do you think this is going to play out, some of the results and even opportunities that may open up here with this big storm that hit us?
Yeah, everything is speculation. Like Ann, you had on before me, she said it's all speculation. I truly believe that the homes that were high and dry, I truly believe they're going to go up in value. I believe that the homes that have, unfortunately have flooded numerous times, I believe they're going to go down in value. You're seeing already a lot of carpetbaggers come down to buy properties. They're trying to get them on pennies on the dollar, take advantage of, like what Ann was saying, slow down, right? People whose houses flooded, they're emotional right now, and they're going to make bad decisions. And so they need to slow down, not make any decisions right away, especially selling that home.
Take a deep breath.
Absolutely. And, of course, supply and demand. Leasing is going to be crazy over the next few months.
So that's a good, solid trend that's going to be happening. And what about people that say the investor that's in another state or even another country? Are they still going to be interested in Houston?
Well, I think they're going to be a little more scared, and they're going to be more, they're going to want more information. But Houston is still a growing city. You can get flood insurance. Even if you're not in a flood zone, it's cheap. if you're not in a flood zone. And so investors just might make different decisions, but it's still the second or third largest growing city in the country. So I think that we're still good. I think investors will.
A lot of
find
things
deals.
going for us. And let's tell people again how they can reach out to Empire Industries.
Yeah, give us a call at 888-866-6727 or email us at info@empireindustriesllc.com.
One more time.
Info@empireindustriesllc.com, or just go to our website, empireindustriesllc.com.
Indeed. And we'll tell Mr. Steve Rosenberg, who's out there listening somewhere. We'll say hello to him, and we're going to take a short break. Pete Neubig with Empire Industries. And now we're coming back right after this. Stay with us.
I've been walking these streets so long, singing some good old song. Why, I know every crack in the dirty sidewalks of Broadway.
Most people don't know that Stuart offers business, home, and auto insurance. In fact, Stuart Insurance and Risk Management has been doing that and more for over 10 years. And they partner with many leading insurance companies to offer great rates. They're a national insurance agency operating in all 50 states, delivering a broad range of insurance products. Whether you need a home insurance quote for a client's home closing or your own insurance needs, you can count on them. Call 866-845-4676. That's 866-845-4676. Stewart Insurance and Risk Management is here to help.
And welcome back. Real Estate Matters with Stuart Title, your host, Bill Nampick. And now we talk about homes, we talk about real estate, all kinds of things. Let's talk about home warranty. So whether you're going through a real estate transaction or you have a home and you're thinking about a home warranty, we now have Stacie Thierheimer with HWA. That's Home Warranty of America. Stacie, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, by the way. And thank you, Stuart Title, as well. We are also a partner with them. Home Warranty of America, been around for 21 years.
And that's kind of a long time in the home warranty world. So, yeah, let's tell them about the company.
That is. We were established in 1996 in Chicago, Illinois. Almost 6 years ago, we were purchased by Direct Energy. Most Houstonians know, has been around for about 30 plus years. We are a nationwide company helping people all across the nation with their homes. We are known as the Orange Signature Company, all about the orange. We do orange brochures, orange name tags, orange nail files.
Okay, now I have to stop here right now. You also have you have red hair, and it's always with the lighting in here. It's a little bit harsh.
That's why I'm perfect
That's
for
how
HWA.
you got the job.
That's right.
No doubt about that.
Yes, I'm perfect.
So for people, when we think about home warranties, we think about home insurance and all those things. But the home warranty is a unique product or a unique package. Let's tell people, in case they don't know, and sometimes they don't know until they're sitting at the closing table and they say, "Oh, which home warranty do you want?" Let's tell people what a home warranty is first of all.
A home warranty, basically, we like to tell people Peach. Peach is something that helps people remember what a home warranty covers. We cover plumbing, electrical, appliances, cooling, and heating.
The essentials of the home for it to operate and to enjoy it properly, right?
There you go. Yes.
Peach, easy to remember. And I think one of the big things in that is our air conditioning system, because we need that right here in Houston, Texas.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Air conditioners are covered by our company, of course. We have 100% Freon coverage right now on all of our buyers' plans. This was something new that we brought in a few months ago. With that, our ACs also, the best thing about that, the ACs are covered if there's any kind of issue or failure with an AC and they're not able to fix or replace that, they cover the ACs up to $5,000.
Okay, now that's a big thing, because there are other home warranty companies, of course, but each one, I think it's in people's best interest to read what's covered, the extent of the coverage, because I've heard of a company that only covers up to $1,400.
Correct.
Or $1,500, I forget what it is. And especially when we think about those main components, we want to make sure we have the right coverage, and that AC is just so important. In fact, that Freon is so expensive too. So that's great that you have that kind of coverage.
That's correct. Freon actually is so expensive. I don't think
It's like gold.
It is. A number of people don't realize how expensive it is. It's almost $100 or more per pound sometimes.
Wow.
Most units hold up to 6 to 10 pounds per unit. So we have free Freon replacement for that. So that's a big deal.
So when the air conditioner repairman is there and they see you're low on Freon, they love that. I bet that's an opportunity. Like, hey, we'll hook you right up.
That's right.
Now, HWA Home Warranty of America. Let's tell them some of the distinctions. Once again, there's tons of home warranty companies, but what are some of the distinctions and why that we should pick HWA?
HWA is known for the 13-month home warranty plan for the cost of 12 months. We have no 30-day waiting period. We use only brand new parts, never rebuilt, never refurbished. We also talked about the Freon replacement that we have. That's another distinction between HWA. We also have no year requirement for a home or a system or an appliance. There's no age limit.
So it could be like my Sub-Zero, which is 100, I don't know how old it is, but it works like a champ. It could be a very old appliance, but yet you will cover that product.
That is correct.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Now, let's tell people, let's say someone is out there and they have their home listed. You have something called the seller's policy. What is that?
We do. We have free seller's coverage that covers up to 180 days. We do recommend sometimes to get the $50 HV coverage, home vac coverage, and that covers things for many of the Houstonians that run their air conditioner for 11 and a half months out of the year. Seller's coverage covers a number of different things, and it comes with a number of marketing tools when you're trying to sell your home. We have table tents, we have sign writers, we also have door hangers that let people know that this home is covered by a home warranty. And that helps add value.
And that's
to the
called
house.
marketing too. So if someone's
Yes.
walking through the home, they're looking at the real estate professional is walking them through the home. They have a brochure. They walk over, they see the table where there's this home is covered by HWA. That's a nice feature because when we sell an existing home, we're competing with new homes that have big-time warranties on them. So it's a great marketing tool that you're providing.
That's correct. Thank you. Yes,
Well, that should be an infomercial for your company. No, but I know what you do, so that's so important.
You do. That's right. It's very important, and I think it really helps the home buyer, the prospective home buyer, come in and look at these and go, okay, this person really cares about their home. They're taking care of it. They're putting a home warranty on it, so they're keeping up with things. They're keeping up with their home.
That's right. Now, so we're covering a couple things. One, when someone goes through the real estate transaction, it is customary, not always, but to have a home warranty. So we think of HWA like that. If we're listing our property, that's another opportunity to have that coverage. However, let's say someone's out there listening that says, well, I'm not planning on selling my home or buying a new home. Can I get coverage?
Yes, you can.
And what is that called?
Yes, that is our direct-to-consumer plan, and we help homeowners all across the nation save money. We have a great website that helps give homeowners tips and help the warranty, helps you get the most out of your warranty and the most out of your home. We have an excellent direct-to-consumer team.
Indeed. And I think the thing that's also nice, you said at the very beginning, is that you're around the country. So if someone, a real estate company that has locations in Dallas or things like that, they can have a nice, consistent relationship or build that relationship with your company. Stacie, let's tell people how they can reach out to you if they're interested in a home warranty or information.
No problem. They can look at our website at hwahomewarranty.com, or they can give me a call, Stacie Thierheimer, at 832-236-4423.
And that's 832-236-4423.
Correct.
Stacie Thierheimer. Stacie, thank you for being on the show. Or they could just Google HWA, because I did that, and your website comes right up.
There you go.
Very nice. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take another short break. Coming back with much more. Stacie Thierheimer, HWA. Give her a call at 832-236-4423. We're coming right back.
If you've been in the real estate industry for any length of time, you know unexpected and costly events can happen. Safeguard yourself against the unexpected with Real Estate Errors and Omissions Insurance, or E&O, through Stuart Insurance and Risk Management. Not all E&O insurance policies are created equal. How confident are you that your current E&O policy fully protects you? Stuart Insurance and Risk Management offers expertise in the real estate industry and tailors your coverage to correctly manage your risk. With Stuart Insurance and Risk Management, facing the unexpected just became a lot easier. Safeguard your future with real estate E&O insurance through Stuart Insurance and Risk Management. Call today at 866-845-4676. That's 866-845-4676. Or email us at stewartinsurance@stewart.com to request tailored insurance options for you and your business.
And welcome back. Real Estate Matters with Stuart Title. We've heard a lot of things after this storm. The word insurance is really being used. The word flood is being used a lot. All kinds of things. Our insurance segment is now brought to you by Stuart Insurance and Risk Management. In fact, the whole show is it. But Brittany Taggart is right here with Stuart Insurance and Risk Management. We're going to talk a little bit of insurance. People love this segment, Brittany. We get great reviews. They love to hear you talk about insurance. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Bill. I know everybody just loves to hear me talk.
Exactly. And the other thing that's come into play here, and I said this before a long time ago, we think about insurance to cover our cars, our homes, and all those things. And just before we just got to say it right up front, buy flood insurance, buy flood insurance, buy flood insurance.
Yes.
I don't care if you're in a flood zone or not. But I said this before, our portfolios that we work hard to build up, the thing is part of our financial strength and future is to have the right insurance to protect the assets that we're saving.
Absolutely.
Let's tell people about your company.
Yes. So Stuart Insurance and Risk Management is owned by Stuart Title. So naturally, we specialize our insurance expertise within that real estate industry. So we do have two sides of our business. The first, which is probably what we're going to talk about today, is our personal insurance side. So that includes your home insurance. We're working primarily with home buyers who are going through that real estate transaction. That's flood, that's wind sometimes. Wind is not always included in your home policy, depending on where your location is. So that's something to be aware of. Auto, you said it, all those products for individuals, that's what we specialize in. And mainly it's for home buyers who are going through that real estate transaction. And we do have our commercial insurance side for those businesses who operate within real estate. So the title agents, lenders, real estate brokers, you name it, that's kind of what we specialize in.
And just a word on that, the real estate broker that is out there, you have E&O insurance that's very important. They ought to give you a call to get one of those rates.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've already heard a couple things. I know you were talking about property management and how risky that can be. And I can tell you if you look at your E&O policy, you have to list the professional services that you provide. If property management isn't checked off on there, I mean, even if you do get pulled into a lawsuit, I can pretty much tell that the insurance isn't going to be able to respond because you're typically not offering that service. That's just a little tidbit that I heard previously that I know Pete discussed. So I am full for, get a property management firm, work with a professional in whatever service that you're looking to provide or take part in. Insurance is one of them. Property management is one of them. If you're not an insurance professional or a real estate professional, just let them do the work. Let them inform you of what you need to know and put your trust in them. Find the right one to put your trust in.
Indeed. There are so many distinctions at Stuart Insurance and Risk Management. People can go to stewart.com to find the full menu. But one of the big distinctions is that you communicate well with all your clients. In addition, when I visit your office, I'm just overwhelmed because I know the individuals there, the knowledge that each one possesses and the way they use that knowledge to help people every day, all day long. I mean, I walk in the door, Brittany, and I'm feeling like, oh my goodness, I feel this knowledge from Will Elizondo, Michelle, Stephen, Tom, and yourself. It's incredible how your people love insurance and study it to the finest detail.
Absolutely. And you've said it in the very beginning, buy flood insurance, buy flood insurance.
Oh, man,
and
buy it.
I think that it's definitely in something like this, when we see a disaster like Hurricane Harvey and even Irma that just hit Florida, it reminds us, like you said, that we build up this portfolio and sometimes we don't give insurance a second thought. or like, oh, insurance, it's you don't really put as much time in it as you have building up your portfolio, but you need to put just as much time and effort and choose the right professional to work with you, because you do have to think about all the things that you've built up in your home. Even if you go out and you buy a car, make sure that you want to protect that, right? I mean, it's just important to work with a professional that's going to make sure that you are properly insured.
We build our assets, so we must protect them at the same time. So many things are going on in the insurance world, but also let's tell people how they can reach out to you, Brittany.
Yeah, so we are available. We want to have a conversation. I just want to say that front. We want to have a conversation with you and make sure that you know what you're covered for. Real quick, I think in this storm, Hurricane Harvey, I think the statistic was 17% had flood insurance. So that I feel like that if they would have had a real conversation with their agent, then maybe they would have made a different decision in terms of flood insurance and evaluating that. But you can reach us at 866-845-4676. Again, we want to have a conversation with you.
And that number again is?
866-845-4676.
In fact, you mentioned flood insurance. I have had flood insurance as long as I can remember on at least 3 or 4 different homes. Mm-hmm. However, this time around, when I renewed it in February, I actually paused for a minute and said, I don't know if I want to pay that again. I've never had to use it. Oh, my goodness. Am I glad that I went forth and got the flood insurance, because my home flooded, and your people have been helping me all along the way. It's very difficult to go through. However, to know that there's people that have your back and that are working for you, like your company, is very gratifying. And the company that I have as the flood insurance company, they were very good as well.
That's
that you set up for me. So, but anyway, you got to get.
Everybody's in a flood zone. No matter where you are in the world, everybody's in a flood zone. There's only high risk and low risk. So, we hear many times that I'm not in a flood zone. And I've heard on the news, and it's everybody's in a flood zone. It's just, are you a lower risk or are you higher risk? And in these situations, there's some decisions made even by the Corps of Engineers that it changed everything, right? So we just never know. And I think this was an example, an unfortunate example, but it's something that we can use to grow and make sure that we're covered next time.
And Brittany, with the last minute, what else would you like people to know?
I can't say it enough. I want to make sure that everybody that hears this, everybody that we can come in contact with is properly insured. Everybody in the organization wants to make sure that our customers are properly insured, and that's by having a conversation and letting you know what risks that may be out there for you, and then you taking the time to evaluate, okay, I want to buy insurance for this. This is a risk that I want to protect against. I want insurance for.
And they can go to Stuart.com or call you at
866-845-4676.
And one thing I want to mention, we haven't said this a lot, and people hear the show in Houston. Yes, they hear it on the internet all over the world sometimes. However, you are providing insurance all over the United States, not just in Houston. So if someone's in Idaho or wherever else, they can get their home policy, their car policy through you, right?
Yes, we are an insurance broker, so we work with many insurance companies, provide options for our customers.
Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, Brittany Taggart, and now she's back with John Daugherty Realtors and Incorvia. And welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Well, as we wind up, Ann, let's tell, what else would you like people to know about your company, Harvey, real estate, or anything else?
What I'd like everyone to know is that John Daugherty Realtors here in Houston, Texas, is made up of 200 agents, but they are not agents. They're ambassadors for Houston. The last thing they do is really sell you a property to live in. They really want to get you involved in the lifestyle, in the community of Houston, and they stay in touch with you after the sale of the home. Or if they're helping you lease a property, but they're here to help you in all aspects of your life. And that's really why our agents do so well, and their business is based on all referrals of repeat business, because once you work with a John Daugherty Realtor agent, you will continue working with them because they really are the ambassadors of Houston.
Ambassadors, and what you said earlier, and you described it so well. It's like your organization is like a family.
Yes.
And when you enlist the services of a John Daugherty agent, or if you're friends with them, they're like your family. No doubt about it. I love that.
Absolutely, and it is a pleasure to be able to be involved in such an organization as John Daugherty Realtors.
And I will say this. I happened to be at a meeting, and I'm going to do a shout-out. I don't know if she's listening, but I sat next to an agent of yours, and she was so nice. And then she said, my name's Linda Berkman. I think I have the last name correct. She says, I'm Linda Berkman with John Daugherty Realtors. And I'm like, before you even said that, I already liked you. So there you go.
Yeah, she's a wonderful agent.
She really is. In fact, she was helping someone in our development that got flooded and getting her a new home. So that's very exciting. And let's tell people again, Ann, how they can reach out to your company.
They can reach us at johndaugherty.com or 713-626-3930.
And John and Sherry, if you're listening, I say hello, and it's great to have Ann here on the show. Thank you, Ann. And now, Mr. Pete Neubig with Empire Industries. Pete, what else should we talk about here within the last minute or so?
Last minute, Bill, what I would say is if you're an agent that's listening, don't get caught up in doing property management if that's not your forte. Utilize our 2020 service. Give us a call. We can do a strategic alliance, and we can make you look good. If you're an investor and you want to self-manage, just understand that you do own your own business and that you do have to follow the rules and the laws and have policies and procedures put in place so that'll protect you in case anything does happen.
And not knowing the rules or laws is not an excuse. That you can get in big
Ignorance
trouble.
is not an excuse when you're in front of the court, when you're in front of the judge.
No doubt about it.
correct.
Also, let's tell people your website again.
Sure, it's EmpireIndustriesLLC.com. We have hundreds of blogs and great information for anybody, realtors or investors.
And the phone number?
888-866-6727.
Very nice. And, of course, if Steve Rosenberg is listening, well, we say hi to Steve as well. Thank you so much, Pete. And now,
Thank you, sir.
Stacie Thierheimer. Stacie, welcome back to the show. HWA Home Warranty, right?
That's correct. Thank you. I would just like to tell people, as an HWA account executive, I'm here to build relationships with real estate agents and title companies to help them help their clients save money. Who doesn't need to save some money right now?
And who doesn't love the color orange?
That's right.
That's what I will say. Let's tell people how they can reach out to you, Stacie.
You can reach me at 832-236-4423, or you can reach our 800 number at 888-492-7359, or our website at hwahomewarranty.com.
Very nice. Ladies and gentlemen, Stacie Thierheimer. And yes, she has beautiful reddish orange hair, just like her badge, HWA Home
Thank
Warranty.
you.
And we thank you so much for listening to Real Estate Matters with Stuart Title. Yes, the show is ending at the time of broadcast, but it never really ends because you can always access the show at Stuart.com/Houston 24/7. It doesn't matter. Stuart.com/Houston. 189 shows are there for your listening pleasure and full of information, all right there at Stuart.com/Houston. If you happen to want to see the show, you can check out the YouTube channel that is Bill Napick Radio Shows. You can see these great guests. Bill Napick, that's with a K, Radio Shows. That is my YouTube channel. Enjoy that. And until next week, we'll have even more for you. Thank you so much for listening. And if you've closed at Stuart Title recently, we thank you so much for being. We are stewards of your real estate transaction, but we thank you for being a customer. If you haven't closed at Stuart, check us out sometime. Over 30 locations in Houston. Stuart.com. We are an international company, and all over the United States too, and traded on the New York Stock Exchange. The symbol is STC. Stuart.com/Houston. We'll see you next week. Go to Stuart.com and see all about title insurance, all about insurance, everything else. I better stop talking. The show's almost over, and we'll see you next week. Thank you, Sigmund Kramer. Thank you, Ann Incorvia, John Daugherty, Sherry Fama, Pete Neubig, and Steve Rosenberg, who's absent today, and Stacie Thierheimer, and Brittany Taggart. Till next week, I'm out of breath. See you then.